The first show that I have is actually not a show that came out in the summer season. I finished it this season, so that's why I put it on the list, because it is actually kind of hard for me to finish to keep up with shows.
No.
Tell us more.
This show is called "And You Thought There Is Never a Girl Online," and this show is it's about like video game otakus. So,
okay.
So it's a biography of video game
the
players.
title does not betray what it's supposed to be about. I can tell you that right now. But go ahead.
And it came out in the spring season of 2016. So I'm one season back on this. This type of show is kind of starting to become like a subgenre where you have somebody who at school they play like a regular person and everything, and then whenever they go home they like dive into like their otaku kind of stuff, and they don't really show that side of them to anybody else.
So like me. I mean, yeah, no, go ahead, keep going.
So what was it? Orema, which is I can't believe my sister is this cute or something like that. That's another show that I think kind of popularized this type of show. And then there was another show that came out and I can't remember the name for it, but basically this show centers on 4 main characters. The main guy, he is just the average protagonist. He's a regular guy, nothing really special about him, but everybody else around him is kind of quirky, so that's what makes the show interesting. There is one girl who is similar to him, where she's not really popular. She's not really like a real sports star or stands out, but the main character and her are kind of close, so that's why you see her the most. And with characters like that, they usually have a crush on the main character, so that's why that's their part of the story. There is another character who is the student council president, but she's not like the mean, strict, tattle on all the main characters kind of president. She's the quirky rich girl.
She's not like the one from the one that was just about student council, is she? Where she was like very perverse in her way. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh,
you
yeah,
say student council president. That's the first one that pops in my mind with that one, because I was like, oh my god. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, sorry. So it's usually the student council president that's there's like a few different types that anime usually use that I've seen. And there's like the strict tattletale that's always causing trouble the main characters are causing trouble and they're always getting caught by the student council president. Mm-hmm. Then there's the rich, snobby student council president that's kind of basically there just because they have money. Mm-hmm. Then there's like, and they're kind of jealous of the main characters. So that's part of the reason why they always like insert themselves into the situation. And then there's like the really popular, not really like a standout character, but like they're really reliable, and like the main character kind of falls for them, and they're like a love interest. Mm-hmm. Well, this one is like, she's rich, she's quirky, like she loves throwing her money around in the games. Like one thing that they always make fun of her about is that she's always buying premium items. Mm-hmm. So
she's the one that's buying all the DLCs, all the alternate skins.
Yeah, all the rare,
all the everything.
She has like everything, and one of the reasons why it's not good for her to be in their party is because her stuff like doesn't work well together. Like,
so she bought all the stuff, but she didn't actually.
Yeah, she's super strong, but she'll have a really powerful weapon, but she doesn't have like the magic to use the weapon properly. Or she'll have something that looks really cool, but her stats don't match, so she can't use it. So it's kind of like it's like she does a lot of the weapons that she buys. She just buys them because they're premium, and she has them. So
premium. I wanted it.
Yeah,
I don't care.
So a lot of times they're like, we're going to go here and no premium items. Like, just you can't use any, because every time you use that, we end up dying because you don't know how to use it or something like that. Nice. So then there's the fourth main character that you see is kind of, have you seen Chunibyo? It's like the term basically describes like a around the middle age kind of character who believes that they are some kind of mystical, like they believe that they are the main character of their life.
Oh,
they're like, I'm Naruto.
You know what?
Like,
I did see that one. I tried to block it from my memory. I forgot about it. Thank you for reminding me about that one.
Repressed memories.
That one was horrible. Oh my god.
I love that one. But she's kind of like that. She's not as obnoxious where she thinks like I'm the flame master and all this kind of stuff. She's in a, like, what was it? She started the reason why she is with the main character is because she started the game and she didn't really know how to play, and he just happened to come by and teach her how to play the game. So then ever since then, she's kind of latched onto him, and she's like, this is my boyfriend kind of stuff. And
she's the noob that uses the guide to power level.
well, she doesn't even, she's just like, I love him, and she just and he's mine, and she's just with him all the time. And in the game you can actually get married, so I can't remember how everything works out, but
she unintentionally married him.
Yeah, they actually ended up like being married in the game. So then in real life she's like, he's my husband. And
oh, she's
of course, in school, if you say that, the parents are going to be like, whoa, what is he talking about? And everybody goes crazy. So that's basically her kind of thing. She thinks she kind of thinks that she can really use magic, but she definitely thinks that they're married and they're in a relationship. So
that would sound pretty funny, actually.
Yeah. So.
Because it kind of sounds like some of my friends.
That sounds like one that you can't watch. Like, no. It sounds like it's gonna be like one that you can't watch when anybody's around, because you're gonna have to do a lot of explaining. Like, no, see, it's the show. They don't always show underwear.
So of course, these four people are in a party in the game, and then they end up realizing that they all go to the same school. And two of them actually realize that they're classmates. So
it's kind of like a lighthearted version of Dot Hack.
I want to say yes, but I haven't watched Dot Hack, so
kind of. I watched it. From what he's described, I can say kind of.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So even though that premise is usually always done where you have a bunch of people who love this one game and you end up finding out that they're all at the same school, it's actually really funny because out of the four characters, only one of them has the Chunibyo, and it's kind of affecting them. Like, they're trying to keep their gaming on the down low. They're like, we do it outside of school, and while we're in school, we don't know each other. And the one girl, she finds out that her husband is in the next class. So she's like, hey, husband. And she like tries to bring him like lunch and stuff like that. And they're like, no. So what they do is the student council president creates a club or a circle. A circle is basically a club that's not official yet. And you have to prove that you're actually doing club activities to actually get approved. Mm-hmm. So they have this temporary circle, and they have a certain time limit. They're like, we're creating this circle so we can fix her Chunibyo so she'll quit blowing our cover. And we will it's kind of like what is that? Intervention. They kind of do an intervention, but they do it wrong because the intervention is them playing games at school.
Oh,
God. So basically,
I was about to say, even when you were describing like that's just gonna go horrible. Somewhere along the way, it's gonna fail hard.
Yeah, so basically,
no, in an anime, no, everything goes according to plan.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, so basically, they try to fix her problem by enabling her at school and at home. So they one of the things that they try to do for the school festival, because clubs and circles always have to do something for the festival, they try to win like a rare trophy that you get in this big tournament. So everybody get like the rich girl buys all these nice gaming PCs for the class, and one of the girls, she like falls in love with it, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna name you something." And she like every day she comes and like hugs the computer, and she's like, "How you been?" And it's
like
so
train
fun.
wreck.
Yeah.
So what was it? Yeah, so they enter the tournament, and things don't go the way they expect,
No.
which is obvious. But the way that they do it, I like really, really appreciated it, because I didn't know what side to be on because of how things happen. So I really liked how they're like, we're gonna do this for the club and to try to help this girl, even though it's like counterintuitive, and they all come together. So like the girl that has like all the off like unbalanced weapons and everything, like they all get together and they're like, we need to work on strategy because we won't be able to win this trophy unless everybody's doing their part. And the girl that has Chinibyo, like she her weapon selection is just as bad as the rich girl. It's just she picks all cute stuff. So she's like, I got the pink fluffy weapon, I got the pink fluffy helmet, I got the pink fluffy boots, pink fluffy armor, and it's like none of that stuff is gonna help them. Like she's a healer, so like none of that stuff is gonna keep them alive. So it's really, really funny for that. And I would say there was one moment in this show that as soon as it happened, I paused, laughed myself out of the room, and it took me a while to calm down because I wasn't expecting it. It's one of the moments like how you mentioned earlier with the underwear and all that kind of stuff where something happened, she closed herself off from the world and she was just going to stay in her room, and then everybody comes to try to get her out, which happens in a lot of shows. But
she falls down the stairs and then there she is like, oh, why are my hands here?
So the thing that happened was her husband came over to help her and or to get her out of the room, and he does it in a way that was like amazing. So as soon as he knocks on the door and he's like, hey, it's me. She's like, oh no, what are you doing here? And he's like, yeah, your mom let me in. And he's like, I told her not to. She's like, you can hear her like moving stuff around and like busting, like just knocking stuff over. And then she's like, no, don't come in yet. And he's like, your mom gave me a key, I'm gonna come in. And she's like, okay, I'm ready. He opens the door and she's like halfway taking off her underwear.
Oh my god.
I'm like, whoa!
Oh no.
So that's what she meant by I'm ready. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
It's her husband. So,
yeah.
So I'm like, whoa! And then like he's like, what are you doing? And then he like slams the door, and she's like, okay, now I'm really ready. And then he busts in, and it's worse. And I was I couldn't hold it. I was like, ah! I got up and left. And I'm like, whoa!
I feel so bad because people
now
use like that too.
It was probably the best way that they could do that because she is like causing this. Like she wanted that to happen. And I don't know. So like,
the one time in anime history when a guy walks in on a girl, sees that, and he legitimately had nothing to do with it, completely not his fault.
And it happened twice, and she made it worse the second time. So I'm like,
oh my god.
At least that I would prefer that in an anime instead of doing the same
Yeah.
The same. Oh, I
Tired.
accidentally fell into the room in the most absurd way, where he fell off of a bird through the window, bounced off the bed, spun the ceiling fan around, and then all the underwear flew out of the room. So, at least it was intentional, and it was part of the story.
Yeah. So that's why. Well, I love the characters, and that was probably like one of the best moments of the year. Like in December,
I wonder why.
oh, because it was different. I'll say on a side note, in December, some people in the anime community do like a 12 days of anime, and they do like their best 12 moments of the year. And this was the hardest, like the biggest laugh I've had all year. So I'm definitely like, this show is getting highlighted because of that one moment. And I love the characters. So
Fair enough.
if you, what was it? And you thought there was never a girl online, that show is awesome.
I have to write that down. Make a note.
Oh yeah, now you're just trying to make a note because you want to see that scene. I see how it is.
I mean, if you're just gonna tell everybody, I guess.
I mean, you might as well.
It's only the internet. It's not like anybody's gonna notice.
Yeah, that's all I have for that one.
I kind of thought I would enjoy this one. It seemed very whimsical at first and kind of interesting because it blended sort of a fantasy with a postmodern kind of feel to it, because you have people running around with like guns and sabers, and then you also have like these little creatures that like soul companions that they have, which kind of added that fantasy kind of feel to it.
Like following the process that real life thinks that they should follow, because they scout these people. They go around and like, well, this guy can't hold down a job. This is the reason why. He actually has these skills, and we think that he'd be a perfect fit because if we put him in this certain situation and set him up with certain other people who kind of complete his like his skills, then we feel like he can blossom into a better person because of the experiences that he's gone through for that year.